Hello and welcome to my organic farm series. You join me as we are driving to a field to do a supply run, really. We've got a couple of tractors out in that field already. I don't know what it is, but every time this truck seems to put on its turn signals, the doors open. That is a problem with auto drive, I think. I'm not 100% sure. See, the signal's on, doors are open, signal's off, doors will shut. Not very realistic at all, but it's just what we got to deal with for right now. I was trying to use auto drive to make my intro easier, but that's not what's happening. So much for realism. Here we are. I think that baler's still going. Yep, the baler's still going, and our truck has stopped. And the doors are closed. Perfect. So this is a pretty big farm. And like I said, we are doing everything organically. We are a farm hand. We are the lead farm hand here on this farm. So we just try to do everything that we can. The owners don't really do much. They're not, they're in it for the money. They're not really in it for the farming itself. So we won't see too much of them. But this is one of the little Massies we have. It's almost out of fuel. We'll bump the speed back up. I wanted to make sure he wasn't done baling by the time I got here. We do have some rain in the forecast though, so we need to get these bales wrapped up as quickly as we can. And we also have a couple of full fields full of hay bales, I'm pretty sure, that need to be picked up and put into storage. We've got a couple of different tractors. We've got a Fendt 722 Vario here on the wrapper, which we will get that fired up and start wrapping up some bales here. This is the final field that we have that needs any sort of work before winter, I'm pretty sure. I think all the other fields are pretty well all set and ready for the weather over the winter. We've got a couple fields planted with wheat or barley, I'm pretty sure. And that's pretty much it. We are primarily an arable or a livestock farm. I think we've got like 300 head of cattle right now. So they keep us very busy, very, very busy. I currently live in a trailer at the farm. We've got a couple other farm hands. That's one of the guys who's running that tractor there now, and he's just out for lunch. So we've got definitely a lot of workers on this farm. Like I said, it's a pretty big farm. I'll give you the farm tour once we get all these bales wrapped up here, which shouldn't take us too long. That little Massey there is going to need some fuel. As you can see up in the top there, it says should be refueled, and that's why we're here with our Hilux. That is our own truck. We own a truck and we own a truck and we own a tractor. That's the only thing we own personally. Everything else is the farm's equipment. So if anything ever happens, if we get fired, we're leaving with our tractor and our pickup. Of course, we're going to have to get someone to come and transport the tractor because our pickup is nowhere near big enough to haul our tractor. Nor do we have a trailer. That's not our trailer. That's not our fuel canister. So I'm going to wrap most of these bales and make sure that Massey doesn't run out of fuel, and I will see you when this job is done. So here we are. We've got every single bale wrapped, aside from the one that's being wrapped currently. Not sure exactly how many bales are actually sitting out here in this field, but they can stay out in this field because they have to ferment anyways. We'll just drop that guy down and fold this wrapper back up, and we might as well get everything ready to head back to the farm. Once we get back to the farm, I'll give you a quick little farm tour. And then we got to pick up a bunch of hay because we've got rain in the forecast, and hay does not like rain. Alright, we have everyone heading back to the farm. We're the last ones to pull out. Okay, so apparently my door bug is in the steering wheel? I'm very confused as to what's going on with my doors. But this is a really nice truck. It's just a real shame about those doors. Don't know what's causing it, because now I'm doing everything manually. So I have no real idea. Let's see if we can catch up to one of our tractors here. We gotta stay somewhat slow because this trailer does like to tip. Okay, so apparently the doors also open when you get into an accident. I'll just see you back at the farm. So here we are coming on up to the farm. As you can see, the Fent has pulled in already. Is good. Hopefully this Massey won't have issue turning in. Sometimes they do, especially with the front loader and everything. Making it over this bridge, it can be a little tight. I don't know why my doors keep doing that. Why? Stop. I'm not pressing the button. I didn't even turn on my turn signal. I'm very confused. But this is the load of hay that we've got sitting out in the field that needs to be picked up and collected. And we've got another field worth of silage just in this field here. That's fermenting as well. We cut the first two fields up there, up to the left. Those were cut for hay as well. They're already in the silo. We've got like our farmer's market just right here. So the farm actually hosts a little farmer's market to where you can come and buy some ice cream and stuff like that. Which is nice, this is a little play pen for the kids. My doors keep opening. Hopefully you weren't looking for realism, because my doors just want to keep opening. And here we are coming into the farm. I'll just pull right over here. Is it the up and down that does it on the stick? Oh, steering, left, right, gas, not. Okay, so apparently when I hit the gas and turn, I'm confused. Because the actual control for it is the L1 right on the D-pad, or left on the D-pad. But apparently if I turn my wheel and press the accelerator, it does the same there. Welcome to the farm. We've got an assortment of goodies here. This is my personal pickup, which you've already known. We'll take a look in the sheds in a little bit. This is where we store most of our grass care equipment. That's why it's kind of looking a little bare at the moment, because we are using it at the moment. We do have a nice JCB telehandler here on the farm with a bucket, a pallet fork, and a bale spike. Got a nice little weight. Over here we've got a bale trailer, which is nice to use. Got a big slurry spreader and a big manure spreader. They both see a lot of work because that is our only form of putting nitrogen down on the field. And we also use the manure spreader for lime as well. We do have a little tow behind trailer with a liftable axle, just for different little odds and ends. We do have a bale loader. This is the biggest tractor the farm owns right here. This is a Massey Ferguson 8S. I don't think it's quite top of the line for the horsepower, but they actually have a custom plate. It's got 325 horsepower there. They started doing that, and I actually went out and got a custom plate of my own. High 325 horsepower. Well, it's kind of unique and different, I think. This is a good tractor, not mine, but it does pretty much everything the farm needs it to do. We also have a big plow here. We've got a couple of trailers, a nice dually trailer and a Kloss trailer as well. And we've got a cultivator hiding around beside the slurry tank. They also have a couple of greenhouses here with manure and seeds. Some of them are making strawberries, and these ones are making tomatoes, I think. Tomatoes, yes. So that's a bit of income for the farm as well. They're just set on automatic selling. This Zater crystal took the long way back because it was the first one I set off and the last one to get here. This is one of the smaller tractors on the farm. It was on the windrower. We've got our beautiful Massey here, which is also a loader tractor as well. It's more of a support tractor. Normally, a different tractor gets put on the baler, and this one's normally on the windrower or something, just so he's around, so he can drop off the net for the baler. This is the Fendt 722, which we were running in the field doing the wrapping. It's one of the bigger tractors that the farm has. Still fairly small, but it gets most of the jobs done. Here we have our man truck. It does all the transporting needs. It's hooked on to one of the low loaders right now. Why? I don't know. It just is. We've also got a tanker trailer for that as well, which we will take a look at here shortly. This is the oldest, smallest tractor we have on the farm, a Fiat 1000 DT Super. It pretty much does tedding. That's pretty much its job. Moving on, over here we've got our cow barn and our chicken pen. The cows are doing good. We have 300 head of cattle right now. We've got if you look down at those numbers down there, they take an absolute crap ton worth of material. Right now they have 282,500 liters of TMR in there. We have 97,000 liters of milk. 182,000 liters of slurry, and it just keeps going on and on. They are very costly, but they also make the farm a lot of money. Now this barn, I think, can hold almost 900 head of cattle. 1,000. It can hold 1,000 head of cattle, and if you didn't think that was enough, we have another barn exactly the same up the top of the hill. This is the main barn that we use. We don't use that barn up on top of the hill yet. But if we get some newer cows, we can always transport those over. We got a nice big manure pit there. And we've got our chicken coop here. I think we've got 180 chickens here. We can hold 900. Just another form of income. Eggs are one of the biggest sellers on the farm, and they're always pretty easy to sell. People always need eggs. Up this path is the actual owner's house. We'll just take a quick run up here to take a look at. They've got a bunch of driveway lights. We don't live here. This is the owner's house. They've got a Tesla, and I think they also have a Mercedes in the garage there, but we won't bother them right now. We might see them drive in and out from time to time if they're going to the store or whatever, but we never see them on the farm. This is a tourist farm as well, so we do farm tours in here, so that's why we have some extra gates around. We also got this smaller subsoiler just in case the plow misses a couple of things here and there. Got a weight. I always walk by and say the weights. We do have a mechanical weeder for small weeds up here as well. We've got a small size baler and auto stacker for that in case we want to do small squares, or normally it's small hay bales. We've tried to get away from that just because it's a lot of manual labor, but it's there in case we need it. We also got a roller and a mulcher, and there's nothing in this barn currently, but we put things in there from time to time. And we've got our straw blower up here parked in this barn right now. There's a little bit of food sitting here in this barn. Definitely not a lot, but it is full on straw just because bedding doesn't go bad. So this barn will be here if we ever need to use it. And since the barn is empty, we could also cut this grass field as well if need be. But for right now, I think we're all right. We might end up cutting it. Depending if we need anything extra, but that grass is there for. Carrying on into the business section of the farm, we've got another gate. We'll close this behind us to keep prying eyes out, if you know what I mean. We'll come on up into here where we have our silo complex. We got our nice big silo complex. I think we're running an 8-bin setup here. Yeah, an 8-bin setup. It's definitely a little bit overkill, but it is what it is. We got a lot of lighting, some fuel, a couple of old things. We also have a bunker silo as well. This is my home right here, my tractor. This is the biggest tractor on the farm. It's got a whopping 355 horsepower. It's the highest horsepower tractor we got on the farm, and it's my own. It's my tractor, so if I ever go anywhere, I'm taking the Axion with me. This is my home. Nice trailer conversion here. Not too bad. Plunked it next to an old combine. I've got a couple of sheds here for some miscellaneous equipment. This is a seed silo the farm owns. We also got another toolbox, a pressure washer, a place for extra slurry, and some extra manure. We've got some small square bales up here as well. We normally end up putting the hay. So we normally end up putting all the bales into this silo here because it gets way too laggy if there's just too many bales. So instead of having just a whack ton of bales sitting around, we'll normally just put them in this silo here, which accepts bales, and we'll fill up our mixer wagon from there. Is it realistic? No, but that's just a mechanic we kind of almost have to use and abuse to maintain decent gameplay with the amount of bales that we will be creating. Well, this is the other workers' trailer. There's a couple of different people that live in here. This is the one Land Rover that the one guy owns. He's like the second command, I guess you could say, here at the farm under me. It's normally broken, so he's normally tinkering on the motor. Other than that, we've got a couple other vehicles parked here that are also other workers. We've got our milk trailer as well, and a livestock trailer. I think that's pretty much everything of this farm. Now, my silly butt forgot to show you what's in these sheds. I know you're all dying to see what's actually in here. So if we open up door number 1, we've got a planter and a seeder. We normally park the mixer wagon just behind there. The seeder is pretty heavy duty. The farm's Massey Ferguson does have a hard time with it. Especially with the front tank. Once it gets low on seed, it gets pretty light on the front wheels. And since we've got everything to plant and maintain the fields, in this barn here, we've got our harvest, which is a Massey Ferguson Activa. We've got a foldable corn head there, and we've got, I think it's like a 7.6 meter, just standard header. It is an auger. It would be nice, it would be better if we had a belt fed, but it gets the job done, and it works. It's a little old, it's been used, abused a little bit, but it does the job that it's intended to do. Now, there is a nuance to this. We are playing on hard difficulty right now. Being an organic farm, it takes a couple of years to actually get that organic status. So, let's say we stopped using chemical fertilizer last year. Well, we got to make it 3 years before we can be classified as fully organic. Well, we did that 2 years ago. We stopped using all mineral, like mineral feed in the TMR, all that kind of stuff. We stopped using all things that weren't natural 2 years ago. So, it's up to you guys. If you guys see me doing something that isn't natural or putting mineral feed in, where am I going with this? In the TMR, or if I use mineral fertilizer or digestate, because that's a byproduct from a biogas plant that's not organic. If you see me using anything that's not organic matter on a field that would be used to make food that we are selling, so any sort of grain that we sell as organic, or anything that goes into the TMR. Like the straw all needs to be locally sourced off a field of ours that is organically grown. Everything going into their mix that they eat needs to be organically sourced from our own farm, which means we can't buy anything in. What I'm saying is, if you guys see anything that's not organic, let me know down below in the comment section, and that resets our organic counter. No, to be fair, I'm only going to use that organic counter for a year. So if I gotta go another full year of being organic before I get deemed to be organic. Now, the reason why I come up saying the hard difficulty, if we become an organic farm, that means we can charge more for our goods, people will pay more, and we'll get bumped down to a medium or easy difficulty depending on the severity. Like, I don't want to make it too easy. At the same time, we've got pretty much everything we need. So money really shouldn't be an option or an issue unless I mismanage the hell out of this farm, which is a decent possibility, don't get me wrong. It is still possible to mismanage everything and spend money on stuff I don't need and the time that we don't need it. So it is definitely possible. Being the lead farmhand on this farm, I can, the money up at the top right hand corner isn't my own. I get paid a salary that doesn't show up in this game. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I can spend money on the basics, maintenance, fuel, wear and tear, that kind of stuff, seeds. I was going to say fertilizer, but we don't use fertilizer here. Anything like that, like the basics to keep the farm going on a day-to-day. More twine, shit like that. But I can't go out and buy a new tractor with that money without first coming to agreement with the owner. Now, if you think you know the owner, feel free to let me know what their say is down below in the comments. And I will propose a question. If I need the owner's feedback, I will let you know down below, or I'll let you know and you let me know your answer down below. I always thought this tractor went faster than 4 kilometers an hour in reverse, but I could be mistaken. Really should probably be washing this stuff too, but we do have a power washer right here. So let me get all this stuff put away and cleaned up, and we'll start picking up some hay bales. So we'll just hop up into the telehandler here, and we'll get hooked up to the bale grab, spear, spike. The downfall to this is that hose. You probably wouldn't notice it if I don't tell you, but I'm gonna tell you just so it bugs you too. As you can see, that hose just kind of runs down into the boom itself, which you're like, whatever, it is what it is. No, it doesn't. If we lift this up, you can see the hydraulics connect all the way at the back. So if we tilt up, the line moves up. If we boom out, yeah, that line just irks me. And since it irks me, I've now ruined it for you. It will now probably irk you too. You're welcome. But we'll get our little beacon light on. We might as well fold up the tines for traveling. We're not going far, but better safe than sorry. And I'm going to put this onto a time lapse of me loading up bales. I know we've got the auto stacker, but the auto stacker is more for like silage bales and bales that aren't on our own property. So it is what it is. Hopefully I don't royally bugger this up. Well, that sure was a dumpster fire worth of loading, that's for sure. If I hop into here and I go like that, then I'll get all the straps on. The straps are definitely a little weirdly placed in twos there. I feel like I should have loaded it a little bit differently. But they're all on the trailer, at least I think they are. Oh, I forgot one over there. There's one hiding in the shade. Well, it's on there. They're all on there. We got 159,500 liters worth of hay. That's a fair bit of hay. That'll fill up the trough for the cows twice, I think. Not including the sheep pasture. I haven't taken you to the sheep pasture yet, have I? The sheep pasture is not on site. That's a completely different area. That's over by one of our extra arable fields. I'm hoping we can fit underneath this sign. Yeah, barely. We barely fit underneath this sign. So, I'm not sure if you can tell, but our frames are already kind of dropping with all these extra bales. So this is why they go into the silo. Would I love to be able to handle all these bales? Yes, just my PC's kind of a potato. It's decent, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of a potato. So that means we have to dump all our bales into the silo. And there's a damn feed wagon in the way, so I guess that means we gotta grab our tractor and move it. Alright, with that guy out of the way, we should be able to just ever so gently roll up into here and go boom, and there they go. Now we've got all that in the silo. That was a pretty big wage payment from all the workers doing that field. But we might as well hop in our pickup truck and I'll take you over to give you a quick look at the sheep's field. And here we are just pulling down into the sheep's farm. We don't have much going on down here. We've got a little bit of storage. We don't normally keep a tractor over here. I think we might in the future. If we get a little bit more money in the bank, we might end up storing a tractor over here. A little trailer, just to make it easier for feeding. And probably a trailer to be able to pick up the wool. We do have the grass field that the sheep are actually in. We could end up cutting that, but that would kind of disturb the sheep. But it is a possibility. We do have the one silo. Look out, dear. Where are you running to? We do have this little shed here. It's just like a little Quonset hut. Nothing too big, nothing too major. And we've got pretty much the same version, just open. So we can store some bales over here, some grass or hay bales. It is kind of out of the way, but it is what it is. And I'm just going to show you here on the map of everything the farm actually owns. So if we look at the greenhouses, we've got strawberries with seeds and manure. And we've got tomatoes with seeds and manure. Just wanted to show you that we're not using solid fertilizer for anything there. We have 300 cows that are of age, making milk and slurry, all that good stuff. You can see there that the feeding trough takes almost 300,000 liters. So it's definitely a big job. We got 180 chickens. We've got 120 sheep, which they could use with a little bit more grass or hay. Doesn't really matter. Either or is perfectly fine. And up at the map, we were down at field 33 earlier. That is the grass field that we just cut. We do also own field 32, which is our main arable piece of land. We're over here at the sheep's pasture, which is field 24. We also own field 21, which is currently filled with corn. We might just end up leasing or renting out a forage harvester and getting them and cutting that for chaff and putting that in our bunker up at the farm. We own field 19, field 12, which is the other cow farm. We own field 13 and field 2. I bought a couple of fields. This is there's a couple of fields that this farm owns scattered around the map, so we kind of have to travel, but it's a beautiful map, or beautiful town I should say, so it just makes it a lot easier to experience some of the better views. Field 2 is wheat. Oh, it's barley. Field 2 is barley, and field 13 is barley as well. I think we're going to do field 32 with oats come the spring, and I'm not sure what we're going to replant field 21 with. I think we might do field 13 with corn, and who knows, we might actually end up, the farm might be buying another field at some point for some corn silage. I'm not really a big fan of corn silage, but we do have the bunker silo, so anything is possible. But with that said, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I know it's taken me a long time to get to the farm to where it is now to make it, be able to make some decent content, I hope, out of it. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!